Back on the Facebook again with another video. You know, I talk about a lot of things on Facebook. I talk about a lot of things. I talk about my business. I talk about my family. I talk about my wife. I talk about my kids. I talk about things that happen in the world. But there's one thing that's been dear to my heart for a long time. Back in the days, I used to talk about it quite a bit. But I stopped. And the reason I stopped is because I started doing this marketing thing, this business thing, And I stopped because I know that there's a lot of people that disagree with what I'm about to talk about. And to be in business, I was trying not to piss too many people off, thinking that they would, come into my business and be a customer, an associate, or whatever the case may be. So I didn't really want to piss a lot of people off by talking about this situation that's dear to my heart, in fear that I wouldn't get any business. But I don't want to do that anymore. I want to talk about this real quick and let you guys know how I feel about this situation. President Obama, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, and his lovely daughters. Beautiful family. Beautiful family. But the thing that's dear to my heart about Mr. Barack Obama is the powerfulness in him. How powerful he is. And I say powerful because of the influence that he has on a lot of us black men. Growing up, I didn't have a strong black man in my life to teach me things and to guide me down the right path. So because of that, I strayed a lot into the streets and didn't do the right thing, and I paid for that. I had a wonderful mother, that's for sure. I'll never, ever deny that. My mom did the best she could with us, all three of us. And if it wasn't for her, I would have been a lot worse off than I actually was, But not having a powerful black man in my life, I suffered a lot. I made a lot of wrong choices. And I just didn't have anyone to really look up to. But, President Obama, Barack Obama, when I listen to this man speak, or when I watch him, the way he moves, the way he talks, his smoothness, his pride, his strength, it takes me back to my childhood, man, as a boy, actually, growing up. And I always say to myself, I wish I would have had a chance to have that man in my life while I was growing up. In my life, however, as far as being the president, as far as being with me, or as far as being with my mother, whatever the case may be, I just wish he would have been in my life when I was growing up. Because that man is a powerful man. And I know a lot of, there's quite a bit of people that don't agree with me on this situation. And at this point, I really don't care, because I've watched President Obama for this 8 years that he's been in office, and he's influenced me in a lot of ways. And I don't talk about it much, I really, really don't. I talk about it with my wife quite a bit, but I don't put it out there much, because I get really, really upset. I get upset when I hear people bash President Obama. I get really upset because that man put his heart and soul in trying to make this country right for us, right for all of us, black, white, Chinese, Puerto Rican. He put his heart and soul, and he has been ridiculed and stomped on, man, his whole 8 years in office. He hasn't got the credit that he deserves from a lot of you people, man. A lot of you people. And it breaks my heart, man. So I don't talk about it much because it pisses me off, and it makes me want to lash out to people who talks about him in a negative way. I really do. It makes me want to lash out. So I stopped putting things on my Facebook page. I stopped talking about it because, number one, of the business that I was running, and I was really trying to get some business and, you know, try to move my business ahead and to become successful so I could take care of my family, you know, the way I've always wanted to take care of my family. And that's going to happen. That's going to happen because the businesses that I'm in right now, I'm not going to give up until it happens. I'm going to go strong. And just like Logan Stout just said on that video a few minutes ago, keep doing the right thing consistently every day, and watch where you will be one day. But I'm not holding back anymore about President Obama because he has played a big part of my life. I've been influenced by that man. And I pray for him and his family, man, to live one wonderful, happy life when he's out of office. And I am proud of the 8 years that he served this country. I'm proud to say that he was my president for these 8 years. I'm very proud of that. You know, I just had to get that off my chest because I've been holding back saying some of these things about President Obama, again, because of all the backlash and people pissing me off saying the wrong thing about him. So I just really wanted to get that off my chest, and I'm glad I did. So, you know, President Obama, Barack Obama, I want to thank you for your service. I want to thank you for the influence that you've had on me the 8 years that you've been in office. I want to thank you for serving this country to your best ability and trying your best to get us out of the trouble that we're in. I apologize for everyone that has blamed everything on you, thinking that you haven't been trying to do your best. When I know you have, when a lot of people know they have, it's just a hate in people's heart that they can't accept it and admit it. It's the hate in so many people's heart. So, you know, with that said, Mr. President, thanks once again. Have a great life. I will be praying for you for the rest of your life, my life. Mrs. Michelle Obama and your wonderful kids, you guys have a wonderful life after office, and take care and live and be happy. Thanks again, Mr. Barack Obama.